Hello and welcome to my first video. So, I have this kind of a thing right now, do a 1.18 the standard survival series, and I want to start with getting wood, obviously, but I did a little bit of research and found a seed that I'm actually really excited to play in, because I think it's gonna be fun. I think I have some fun ideas for like builds and stuff in here. So, but in order to do that, we have to go ahead and get the basics. Okay. I really like this one because we actually start out with a lot of stuff that I really need. So obviously there's birch trees right here, there's dark oak trees right here, so there's a couple oak trees around so we can get saplings for all of those. And then there's the sheep right here, there's pigs right here. The wool that we need. And then I get the azalea tree. I mean, really, we want to get the azalea bush. I don't care about the tree. I just want the sapling equivalent. Just glow. There we go. Sticks. And a bush. Hey, please. Really slow to decay. I didn't realize that leaves took this long to decay. Come on. Give me any flowering bushes? There's one. Okay. Got a couple bushes. I'm not ready to go down there, but I also kind of really want to go down there. I won't, I just want to grab that moss. I like to grab glowberries too. That might be asking for a little too much from this situation though. Got some. Okay. Holy leave now. Actually, I want to get as much of this clay as I can, because I probably will not be back right here, at least for a while. I never seem to have enough clay for what I want to do, so I'll take all the clay. That appears to be all of it. But there's more iron there. Okay, good. Here we go. That's gonna be much better. I don't know how many pieces of planks it takes per seconds. No, I can't wait. Yes, I'm making a helmet. Okay. Painting or is it just... I think we're going back down. Yeah, I'll go collect iron, like the copper and stuff. I'm getting to get more diorite, but I don't think I'm going to use it that much in the starter house. So I'll get it later. not the way that I meant to go. But there's copper here, so we're gonna hit it first. I was not expecting to really like copper all that much. But now that it's actually in the game, I feel like I'm using it in like every build. It's been so hard to get hold of and like find in decent amounts. That's where I wanted to go. Be careful. More copper. Give me the iron. Do not need any more clay. Do not Well, that makes my stack count an even 7. So, let's leave it. Can we... Do I have enough to... Do I have the right number for that to actually be worth it? No, I need one more. Not worth it. Chest plate time. Actually, I will make a shovel. I'm not using it right now, but I'll go ahead and make a shovel. Kids are so cool all of a sudden. I'm really excited to get into playing in the caves. That's where we're starting. Make the test. May as well do 2 already. Let me just toss it all in. And deal with it later. And now there are gonna be bees here. Okay. I need to find one more piece of white wool. And I'm gonna gather up a bunch of Here's a sheep. Hello, sheep. Thank you. Let's see if I can sleep through this storm. I don't think it's thundering, so I probably can't, but... Okay. Yeah. Where should I clear out? Okay, so I want to clear out kind of this area. Probably won't do all of it right now, but we need some birch and some dark oak for my starter house. So we'll see how far I get. And so I just started kind of collecting wood and chopping down trees. I ultimately decided that I should mark out kind of the area that I wanted to go ahead and clear. So I grabbed some cobblestone and just kind of dotted it roughly in a line of the whole area of where I wanted to chop trees down, and I also made sure to mark the one with the bee's nest so that I didn't accidentally knock that one down too, because I'd much rather try and keep that one at least until I have somewhere that I can move the bees to. And I actually did ultimately end up kind of clearing out the entire area that these trees were marked in. I did end up knocking all of them down. My axe just went further than I expected it to, and I was going to do it at some point anyway, so I may as well just go ahead and get it done rather than put it off. There was also this little hole in the ground that I made sure to cover up because it was basically right where I wanted to put my starter house. And I started kind of laying out a shape for my starter house. And I'll go ahead and preface with, I am not at all happy with how it came out. That's actually like probably the bulk of these two episodes. But I made sure to get some seeds started as well so that I wasn't going hungry. And I kept building. I couldn't really figure out the size that I wanted. The size just kind of kept changing as I tried to lay things out. I went with the cobblestone base just because I had a decent amount. And then the dark oak columns because again I had a decent amount of dark oak wood. I'm a fan of it. I really like the darker color. And I think it looks really good when it's stripped. Which was ultimately my plan for it. But like I said, things kept changing, so the columns ended up changing where they were placed a couple different times. At first I had them as spaced 3 apart with 5 in the center for the door, and then I ended up doing every other. But that led me to decide that it was bigger than I wanted it to be, and so I knocked down the walls and brought it in 2, and just tried to kind of get something going. I like the idea of these little jut outs. I don't think I executed on them properly. I think these ones are fine, but when I get to the ones on the back, it's kind of weird. Once I had things built up, I ended up going for a birch roof to start off with. And this is what I mean by I messed it up. They aren't necessarily in the right place. They're jutting out at different amounts. I just couldn't figure out how to really make them work. But I got frustrated with building, so I decided it was time to look around the area a little bit. My primary goal ended up being pretty close, which was getting some sugarcane so I could get started on getting books for enchanting. And then I also followed this along. There's a swamp right over there to the left, and then obviously the jungle straight ahead. So I ended up going ahead and hitting up the jungle with my primary focus being to get some bamboo for scaffolding because the build was starting to get a little tall at that point and just taller than I wanted to tower up. So I figured since I had bamboo so close, we may as well just go ahead and grab some of it. Luckily, bamboo grows really fast, so I didn't need to grab too much. And then I also just wanted to make sure that I got a sapling from a jungle tree. I don't really use jungle wood very much, but since it's right here, I figured it was good to grab, and I'm a fan of just having all of the wood types available to me. I also grabbed some cocoa beans. I did not end up grabbing the jungle sapling. We need to cut that. At this point, I guess I was feeling brave and started hitting up my first skeletons. I don't know why I decided to. I apparently wanted to go up on that land for some reason. I think I had determined, so I had determined that going over land would be faster to get back to my base. It also allowed me to collect a little bit more sugarcane because, well, of course we can grow it if I can collect as much as possible. It just shortens the amount of time that I have to spend caring for it. Now I'm just running away from a skeleton and a spider. So the next morning I planted a bunch of the sugarcane that I got. I think I ended up planting all of it. Yeah, I did. And then I thought that maybe stone bricks is what my roof was missing, so I thought I would try lining it. And I do think that helped some, but it was not the ultimate solution. But I do think that it helped kind of break up the wood texture. It added a little bit more color in there. So it did definitely help. And then I added these little accents onto these sides of the build, like the corners, is I was kind of going for a little bit of a, I guess, Nordic style, and I thought this worked out pretty well for that. And then yeah, I ended up running stone bricks along the top as well, just to give it a little bit more contrast. And inside, I wanted to use some of the moss that I had to make some mossy cobblestone to help break up all of the just straight cobblestone that was the base at the moment. And I really liked working with the bees, just kind of hopping around. So I'm excited to breed up a bunch more and get them really buzzing around and give the place a lot more life. And so I used that cobblestone to make some, or that moss and cobblestone to make some mossy cobblestone, which again helped. There's still a couple more iterations of this to go, but this is where I kind of just ended up cutting the video because it was getting long and I still had a lot of footage to go through. So I split it there, and this is honestly just a lot of a fever dream, and frankly the next one is as well. But now that I have gone through this process with 1 or 2 videos, I think I have a better understanding of what I need to do and what I want to be doing and how I need to do it to simplify this process, both for myself and to just make a better video that is less all over the place. So if you did watch, I appreciate it. There's the, like, subscribe and all that kind of stuff that everybody points out and everybody talks about. So you should know by now. But I hope you have a good day, and thank you for watching.